Life challenges are always growth opportunities. Do this to help you overcome them easier. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rapid Subconscious Reprogramming. This is Tommy Walker, the Mind Engineer, and I'm sharing insight and tools to help you guys navigate the different storms that might come our way. So, hello, here we go. If you're watching live, I would like to invite you to write #live. If you're watching replay, #replay, so that we know you're here. If you can share this, engage, more people are going to be able to see it. So thank you for stopping by. And let's talk about these, challenges, storms, as I call them many times, right? A lot of people ask me along all these years is like, Tommy, I imagine that you don't go through storms anymore. And what I tell them is that, yes, I still go through storms, but I'm better equipped to navigate through that storm in a better way. So it's not about not going through storms, it's about knowing how to navigate these storms better to get where we want to go, right? So what a lot of people try to do is to try to control the storm, try to get out of the storm, but they're missing the growth opportunity that isn't there. So imagine that suddenly, I don't know, you were fired from work, right? So of course you can feel like crap, you can feel scared, and all these negative emotions that are coming up. And it's okay if you're feeling them. Because one of the first things that I always talk about is that we need to start learning how to embrace the negatives. It's like a lot of people, what they do is they accept the positives, but they deny the negatives. And we need to understand that they're part of the human experience. Denying the negative is like denying a part of me, denying my hand because it has an infection. Yes, I might stop using it as much. I might, do something to reduce that inflammation, infection, whatever. But it's not that I'm going to chop it off, deny it, because now it's infected, it's useless, right? So what we need to understand that the negative is coming, the negative emotion is coming from a negative story that we're telling ourselves. So imagine that you are a person that, falls into controlling others. That is a very normal response to like a protective mechanism. So instead of beating yourself up because you try to control, what you need to do is start to love and accept the part of you that is using control to protect you. So again, if we were fired, we cannot control what our boss is going to say or do, right? If we, I don't know, our partner broke up with us, we cannot control that. Or if our partner gets angry at us, we cannot control that. Yes, we can check if there is something that I might be saying, that I might be doing, right? Be careful not falling into arrogance that, oh, I never, if something is bothering you, it's up to you, not me. We can also always self-reflect to check what's going on. But when supposedly negative things happen, instead of falling into this mindset, oh, poor me, why am I going to this? I don't deserve this or whatever. What I invite you to do is first love and accept the part of you that is going down that road because it's normal. And on the other hand, what I would recommend is you start telling yourself, okay, if I'm going through this, there's a reason behind it. What can I learn from this? This is a great question that you can start asking yourself when you're going through the storm is, okay, if I'm going through this, there's a reason why I'm going through this storm. So instead of saying like, oh, I don't want to be in this storm. Why did I get here? What's wrong with me or whatever. It's like, okay, wait. Whatever I'm going through, it's a growth opportunity. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, name, is sending you a test, an exam, but not, in a bad way, is just to help you grow. Because when I was a kid, exams were something like, oh, there's an exam. Nowadays, thank God, many schools are changing that as a learning experience. It's just to check if you have been able to acquire the necessary knowledge so far. What if we start thinking that about God or the universe that is standing this storm to see if we have been able to acquire the knowledge that we need to move to the next level? Now, people that I work with many times tell me, but Tommy, we worked with this a month ago, 6 months ago, even a year ago, and it came back again. okay, it came out again, the storm, but the learning in there might be much deeper because you are at a different level of consciousness. You're at a different level of understanding. So how you're going to navigate this storm is going to be different than the way you navigated 6 months ago, a year ago, or 10 years ago. I've been doing this work for 16 years. And I keep going into storms, and many storms are similar to storms that I might have had 10 years ago, 16 years ago, 20 years ago. But how I am capable of dealing with this storm today is much different. How I'm equipped, the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have, the consciousness that I have is much different. So I can navigate this storm in a different way and learn better things, more things in this storm that is coming my way. So again, remember this, storms, roller coasters are an opportunity to grow. They're not, universe is sending you something, like bad to you, is punishing you. A lot of people that I talk to tell me like, oh yeah, God doesn't love me. God doesn't care for me. The universe hates me. The universe doesn't care for me. And when we start talking about what they felt as kids growing up, many times they might have felt not good enough, they don't deserve, they were hated by their parents and things like that. So whatever the experience as kids, now they might be projecting that to the universe. And I, as trying to be the most loving dad to my kids, even with my flaws, my limitations, my unresolved issues that I'm still working on, right? I wouldn't like to punish them for them to learn. If I could really choose, I would like to help them learn things in the most loving way. So if I'm not perfect, but I'm still an image of God here on earth, right? I have been created as, an extension of God here on earth, of spirit here on earth. Imagine spirit wanting you to suffer, wanting you to, be punished. I don't think that that is a possibility at all. When we start thinking that, God hates us, God, is punishing us, or universe is punishing us, and we start taking that as, okay, I'm going through this for a reason. It's like being in the gym and thinking that God is punishing you because of the pain that you're going through in the gym. Or you go walking. The other day we went walking with the family, and we did, a mountain over here. We kind of hiked a mountain over here to a lake, right? And my youngest was feeling like a lot of pain, right? And sometimes he has struggles handling the pain. I was telling him, this pain is helping you develop stronger muscles, develop more mind strength. So as we learn how to deal with this pain without avoiding it, we're going to be able to get further in our life. And what we're seeing more and more is this new generation that they don't like this, dealing with the pain. They're going to move away from the pain. Like what we saw, and I'm not going to say anything bad about this, but it's just, stating some facts. This new generation that wants them to be treated like they deserve to be treated, right? That they want to be inserted and they want to be valued and accepted by everyone if they choose to be a woman, dressed up like a guy, or a guy dressed up like a woman, whatever. Oh, you need to respect me. Yes, of course, I'm going to respect you, but am I supposed to pay for your, changing sex, or for you getting a job because, jobs have to be given to these people? We got to be very careful with these things, because the truth is, I believe that it should be because you deserve it, not because you chose to be a man over a woman or a woman over a man. You got the right to choose whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that that overrides my own rights too. I have rights too. So we got to be very careful with these things, because our people fall in this victim mode, like, oh, I need to be given money. I need to be given a job because of the choices I've made. No, because of the choices you made, you need to learn from them. And this can be applied in anything. Oh, because at work I did all these things, I deserve. Okay, maybe you do, don't get me wrong, but maybe you don't. Maybe you think you've done all of these things, but other people might have done more than you. And this is what we're seeing in society more and more, where pain is not managed correctly. Walk away from anybody that causes pain. But we need to understand that we are causing our own pain. Except it's physical, anything else, we are causing pain. If somebody's saying, Tommy, you're stupid, and it's creating pain, I need to understand, and I'm saying this in the most loving way, that I'm creating that pain. I am creating that pain, nobody else. So if I think something negative, it's up to me, nobody else. You can say to me, Tommy, you're a bad person. You are, the worst person on earth. You are not lovable. You are not good enough, whatever. But I'm going to believe that story to the extent I already think about that. If I think that I'm not overweight and somebody says, Tommy, you're fat, it's not going to move anything inside of me because I truly believe that I'm not fat. I truly, deeply believe that I'm not that. So whatever somebody says, it's not going to move anything. So I'm not going to feel disrespected. I'm just going to say, look at this guy, the words that he chose. I don't believe them. That's it. But when you're moved by it, and this could be a storm you get yourself into, and then you might blame others for your own storm, it's because you believe that story. So the opportunity is to say, okay, what can I learn from this? That maybe I'm believing that I'm not good enough. I'm believing that I'm not lovable. I believe that I'm a failure. I believe that I'm a loser. It has nothing to do with what somebody else told you. It's what you're telling yourself. So where I can grasp that and I can start using that to grow, my life can start changing. Because if I slowly stop, or let's put it this way, if I start working on feeling less and less like a loser, whenever somebody says that to me, it's going to affect me less and less and less till it goes away. And I used to get really angry at school. At school, as I share with you guys, I was bullied a lot at school. That had to do because I would get really angry when somebody said something nasty to me. So as I got really angry, they used that as, food to feed themselves into attacking me more because they would feel good about themselves by seeing me get really angry. But it was me. As I started working on dealing with my past, healing, and standing on my potential, standing on my confidence, building my self-esteem, my confidence, less and less I was affected by what people said or thought about me. So it's important to understand that every challenge, every storm can give you the opportunity to grow more on who you are and less of who you are not. The other day, I was working with a person that was using control as a protective mechanism. And each time she used control, she would beat herself up nowadays because she realized that control had pushed people away in her life. So instead of beating herself up, I was helping her to love and accept herself because the lack of self-love was creating control. So control was the byproduct of her not feeling loved. And at the bottom of it is, deep down, is not having self-love. The more you're able to self-love, the less you need these behaviors. So again, when things get complicated, when you're going through challenges, where you're going through storms, try to remind yourself, get away from the automatic pilot. Oh, why is this happening to me? Why do I deserve this? Why is God doing this to me? What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? Or whatever this downward spiral that you might be getting into, I would invite you to start asking yourself, what can I learn from this? What is the benefit of control? What is the benefit of this or that? If I'm a person that is jealous, what is the benefit of being jealous? Or acting jealous, sorry, acting, not being, because that's not part of spirit, that is part of the human side. So as we start realizing that, we're going to be able to start making changes by loving and accepting ourselves. So a storm could be an opportunity to practice self-love. A challenge is an opportunity to love and accept yourself deeper and to love and accept others. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that I'm always there, but I'm much closer to there, to loving and accepting others, loving and accepting myself than I used to be many years ago. And this really has changed my life. And this is why I'm sharing this over and over again. So life challenges are always growth opportunities, but you need to be able to get yourself out of the automatic pilot of whatever behaviors or thoughts that are coming up and say, hey, wait, okay. There's a part of me that feels like the victim. There's a part of me that is feeling really sad, angry, or whatever. A part of me, become the observer. Connect with your heart, connect with your love, connect with spirit, and become the observer of your thoughts. You're not your thoughts, but that doesn't mean that those thoughts need to be discarded. They need to be addressed. They need to be understood. They need to be supported. Become the observer and start learning from the part of you, the human side, that is thinking in a specific way or feeling in a specific way. This, I see a lot of people that they're denying their negatives. Oh, I'm not my thoughts. So boom, they push them away. But they need to understand that those thoughts come from a part of them that needs love and acceptance, that needs to be integrated. So a challenge is going to give you the opportunity to find the parts of you that didn't feel love, that might not be feeling love nowadays. So it gives you the opportunity to integrate, to love and accept, to become one whole spirit, instead of having all these subpersonality, all these parts of me fighting, right? That's the idea with this work. I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, right? If you're liking this, if you want to learn more, follow me. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you tried this, denying the negatives or embracing the negatives, to learn to love and accept them and to be able to understand them. Thank you very much. If you're watching again, hashtag